Hi, welcome back. As promised today, we are doing the Mandalorian Super Commando. So Mandalorian Super Commando is from a very specific period in Star Wars. They are the result of the end of the Clone Wars after the Siege of Mandalore, when Darth Maul took over Mandalore. He led the Death Watch and started to form his own criminal empire called the Shadow Collective. It included the Pike Syndicate, Black Sun, Death Watch, which were, according to most of the regular Mandalorians at that time, considered terrorists. And they actually spawned children of the Watch, of which Din Djarin from The Mandalorian was one of the children of the Watch. It's the whole "you can't remove your helmet, this is the way" blah 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 thing. So the Mandalorian Super Commando has the regular Boba Fett Mandalorian style helmet without the rangefinder, although you could probably find one and attach it, but the horn here would get in the way. And the horns are because they were led by Darth Maul. They also have these cool little spikes on their shoulder pads, and their armor's painted red and black to match Darth Maul. Super Commando came with a backpack. It's the same backpack that Jango Fett came with, and most of the rest of the Mandalorians, including the Mandalorian himself, Din Djarin. It's not as ornate or quite as big as the one Boba Fett came with. And then he came with two blasters. These seem to be the blasters that they give every Mandalorian. I do wish there was a bit of a difference in it, but I mean, it is what it is, right? So you can see that the hands are sculpted with the trigger finger kind of off, so that the trigger finger will actually fit in the trigger guard, and he can hold his blaster and look like he's getting set to shoot it. You can tell that a lot of this is reused from like Boba and Jango Fett. It's got the hoses, the dart launcher, the knee pads with the little launchers here. But Mandalorians are meant to look a lot like sort of their own army, if you will. So I like this version. I like the Darth Maul version with the helmet and the spikes and stuff. I like the color scheme. It's a really good looking figure. It's really kind of impressive. It's got the little paint wear and stuff. It looks like it's been through combat a few times, and it's one of the call it a Mandalorian troop builder that I really kind of like. The other one being the Heavy Commando. They did a carbonized one and called him, was it Paz Vizsla? I'm not up on all my Vizslas, there are so many of them, but I think it's Paz Vizsla. I think Pre-Vizsla was another one. But that's a different figure, and I haven't gotten around to getting a heavy infantry commando or heavy commando or whatever they call him yet, so I'm not going to do a review for that right now, but eventually I'll get around to it. But so he has the normal articulation. He does have the mid-thigh articulation, the double jointed knees. He's a little stiff because I don't really do much with him. He sits on a shelf most of the time. He's got the little hinge ball rocker ankle joints, the butterfly shoulder, or not the butterfly shoulders, the ball joint shoulders, swivel hinge thing, the double jointed elbows, which don't work so well because these hoses here will come out if you crank the arm too hard. I've got one of my I think it's Jango Fett. I'd have to actually go look, but his hoses keep popping out and I keep putting them back in. I've been meaning to super glue them back in, I just haven't yet. But this was the Super Commando. I found somebody that was selling him and Bane fairly cheap. I'm like, yeah, I've always kind of wanted to get one of the Super Commandos because, again, I like the color scheme. I like the little spiky helmet. Oh, just in case you're wondering, the spikes are a fairly soft rubber. They're pretty flexible. Unlike some things, I mean, it doesn't really hurt. It's not going to put an eye out or something. Not that you should jam it in your eye, but you don't really have to worry about it. They're kind of a soft rubber. All right. Thank you for joining us. You have a good night. Bye.